Drama at the Etna volcano. A woman and a dog are involved, guys. And I've said it for quite a while. Why do people need to get so close to this volcano that keeps erupting all the time? You've seen videos where they're skiing along the lava flow, where they're running away when it's erupting and sending pyroclastic material that follows them. So, it's only a matter of time until something happens when people get so close to that volcano. And the volcano is considered, oh yeah, it's erupting, but it's not really dangerous. But maybe you have seen my video about Etna's breaking apart and what a widespread disaster this volcano will cause, because this seems to be inevitable. So I'll put the video in the end screen because Etna is more than you might think. So in light of this, I really think people should be more careful, because a woman fell into a lava cave or a lava tube and she was seriously injured, and she was tearing her dog inside with her. She probably had the dog on a leash. And this was leading to an hours and hours long rescue attempt. So what exactly happened? Press is full of it. Volcano drama. Italian hiker falls into lava tube with dog and is trapped. That's not nice, especially when that happens and nobody's around you and you're down in there. And what are your chances that someone hears you? Plus, there's erupting lava flowing around that might fill up that cave. So this is kind of insane. There's really dangerous volcano tourism happening at Etna, and there's been too many incidents, in my opinion, that were really on the edge. So the woman fell between 12 to 15 feet, roughly 4 meters, into this lava cave. And that has required extensive rescue, as you can imagine. Mount Etna is Italy's largest volcano, and of course it regularly attracts these tourists and it attracts attention with its eruptions. But guys, it also harbors less obvious dangers, such as these that have been experienced by this young hiker last Sunday. She and her dog fell 15 feet and had to be rescued from the depth over the matter of hours. She was hiking on the southern slope of Etna, this volcano in Sicily, in Italy, for those that don't know. And then the incident occurred. And you can see pictures how deep this is, how deep of a crack this is. If you follow my channel, after the eruption and after the first magma intrusion in Iceland, in Grindavik, cracks like this have opened in Grindavik, and it was so dangerous. One worker fell into a crack and vanished forever, over and out. This is how dangerous this is. They know that this cave is there, and that raises the question, why wasn't this secured any better? Because the cave even has a name. They call it Grotta dei Pastori Erranti, like Grotto of the Wandering Shepherds, like a poetic name. Maybe put a sign there, do not walk in there. So the rescue was dramatic. It proved to be very complex, and she was injured. She was severely injured. So because of her injuries, that rescue became a race against time. When she fell in there, it unfortunately had serious consequences for her. She sustained trauma to her head and other serious injuries. So she needed immediate rescue. She needed to get out of there in order to receive care. So the Emergency Services Control Center in Catania has immediately alerted the Sicilian Mountain and Cave Rescue Service. And then they have sent several specialized teams that you see here in the pictures in the background. And they have deployed them for the, how they said, dangerous rescue operation. And the problem is fatal accidents at Mount Etna are occurring on a regular basis somewhat. This is crazy. So rescuers were lucky and they were able to reach the woman down there in this cave, and they stabilized her on site down there in the cave, and they had an emergency doctor down there, and they had to use special cave rescuing techniques. They have secured the woman in a vacuum mattress system. Then they placed her on a stretcher and they brought her to the surface. And there's a small miracle within this all. The dog, guys, the dog. The dog that had also fallen into this crack was rescued completely unharmed. The dog survived that fall without any injury. That's amazing. So after they were able to get her out of the cave, her travel was not over. The rescuers had to transport the injured woman to the helipad that is on Mount Etna at the Refugio Sapienza. That is at an altitude of 1,910 meters. This is high up on the mountain. And there they had a rescue helicopter waiting for her to fly her to the hospital. So if you're hiking on Mount Etna, people should be aware, if something happens, it takes quite a while for you to get treatment. So things can go very, very wrong. But on the other hand, voices are now growing just to close off sections of Etna. But yeah, it's a tourist destination. It makes money. That's always the problem. So the entire rescue operation ended in the afternoon. Etna is over 2 miles high, 3,300 meters. We just had an eruption at Etna, quite significant, at the end of August, where they have declared the highest level of alert for air traffic. Then we had this mysterious crack that opened on the flank. I have reported about this. You should watch the video in the end screen. So there's lots going on, but these tourists keep flocking on the mountain. And there's not only this one cave. There's several caves and cracks, and they are very, very dangerous. I think people watch these videos on social media. Oh, the people are skiing on Mount Etna. How cool. I'll just need to walk up there. But they have no idea what they're getting themselves into. There's lava tunnels, there's these cracks, there's these caves. They're also known as grottos in Italian. Mount Etna has a lot of them. And they are a popular tourist destination. That's the problem. And even tour operators that are making money with this, they're giving out dire warnings. They say if you enter these caves, even entering the caves always carries a risk and should only be undertaken with appropriate equipment and in the presence of qualified personnel. But even then, we had this massive eruption with tour guides and people were running for their lives. So this woman, she was just walking with her dog, thinking about nothing. She was traveling south of Mount Etna when she suddenly plunged 4 meters vertically down in that cave with her dog. And the problem is, there's quite a few, we call this openings on Mount Etna that are unsecured. That's why the woman fell in there. They pose a serious threat to hikers. Many tourists report when they have been up on Mount Etna that they were wondering that there's so many openings and cracks where people could easily fall in that are not, there's no signage, there's nothing. And especially at night, because many people are going up on the mountain at night because they want to see this glowing lava. Imagine the skiers. There's a snow cover and you go over that crack, poof, you fall in. This is absolutely crazy in my opinion, guys. Let me know what you think. I will post a poll about that on my channel. I would like you to participate in that and let's see what you think. I'll ask you a few questions there. So Etna is highly explosive and effusive. That's why there are so many cracks and holes, and that this is also normal for other volcanoes. But Etna is so frequently visited by all these volcano tourists. That's the problem. So where are these lava caves, these tubes, these grottos, where are they coming from? Why are they there? So this happens when on the top layer of a lava flow, there's a crust forming. So it's getting it's cooling off a little bit, but then we have the lava flowing underneath. So on top, the rocks are cooling down and hardening, but the lava flow is still happening. That's how these caves and tunnels are formed. And when the lava flow, when the eruption stops, the lava drains away, and then we have these tunnels, cracks, and caves. And these tunnels are usually horizontal. And then when we have these cracks, these vertical cracks, they usually happen when some lava tunnel collapses in some areas. And of course, there's repeated earthquakes at Mount Etna and explosions and rumbling. So lava rocks are not very hard, even if they're cooled down. So that can collapse easily, and that's why this is so dangerous. Basically a collapsed roof of a underground horizontal lava tunnel. Absolutely crazy. So I hope you liked this video. Press the like button and the hype button. That's a new YouTube feature. It helps my channel to grow. Please press it, guys. You have to, if you're on your cell phone, move the comments to the side. You can switch it, and then there's the hype button. If you want to support the channel, buy me a coffee on my buymeacoffee.com/silky website. Link is in the description. Thank you for your supers. Hello to all new members. I'll see you soon, and check out the videos in the end screen, guys. So much is happening. Thank you. Bye-bye.